Next on the docket, we've got Bayonetta, who, if you watched my Corin video, you'll know I really have no connection to Bayonetta. I did not actually even download this DLC. Um, I think I've never played any of her games, and she to me just um, is like very sexualized, right? Which is weird for me in a Smash Brothers game, right? Like that's not the point of Smash Brothers. If that's what you're after, like there's other games that you could play, right? So it's a little. I've never really particularly been a fan of that in Smash Brothers. Even like the Zero Suit Samus's jumpsuit, where she's um, a little bit more exposed, if you will. Even then, I'm just like confused as to why, right? Why that's necessary. But I guess people will be people. But anyway, so that kind of was a big turnoff to me. I just wasn't really on board for that. But also, I don't I I've never played any of these games because again, um, the games are even more sexualized than how she's portrayed here, um, and and so I've got no connection to this character. I mean, I suppose the idea of like this witch with like these guns in her attached to her boots. It's kind of a cool idea. And so I'm warming up, I guess, to the idea, and it seems like there's substance there, right? Because I think a lot of times with these like over sexualized characters, it's like there's really no substance. Like the identity of the character is just they're sexy, right? And that's inherently boring to me. Like I just it's not like I like characters that are like actually compelling in their own right, that are interesting and complex and complicated and yeah. So maybe Bayonetta is that, maybe it's not, maybe she's not, but so I've kind of written her off as such. But I guess I'm excited to try her out. I do know that in the Smash community, if you will, that a lot of people really like playing as Bayonetta. That she's got some cool attacks. That she has 4 guns. That's very interesting. I never noticed that, and maybe it's just this picture. But I feel like the holsters on her feet are supposed to hold the guns that are now in her hands. Why would she need 4 guns? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, that completely threw me off. But I guess there's chain moves and whatever that you can do with her, and I'll give her a go. I guess I'm not now that she's included in the game. I don't need to purchase her. Sure, I'll give her a chance. But again, I imagine I'll play as her a handful of times and then call it a day. No real ties. No real ties to this character. Also, is this a cape that's behind her? Or does she have like wings? I don't know. I don't know. She's also got like this like librarian look, which from my understanding is also very different than her original look. Because her original look was like long haired and something else entirely. So I don't know. Call me crazy. call me crazy. And hey, in the comments below, if you're like, hey, you're judging this character too harshly, give her a try. Let me know. Maybe I really am missing out on something awesome. Maybe possible. Maybe possible. Speaking of oozing sexuality, man, this this face, that's whew. That doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah. Oof. Oof. Well. She's got like these shoulder pads going on, because got to bring those back. So I heard recently that Lady Gaga is a huge fan of Bayonetta. And to that I say that 100% makes sense to me. If Lady Gaga were a character, she might in fact be Bayonetta. I mean, I see the connections. I definitely do. So I can see why she would gravitate towards this particular character. Very kind of odd. Okay, and over. Gotta do our whooshies. Not that it will particularly help in this case, but hey, whooshies. All right, so I'm going to call this done here. I'm sure, as you're watching this, you're like, this doesn't seem that done to me. And you're right. I could be, I could be more detailed here. But as you can see, it is turning out horrendously already. Instead of taking a long time to make it so it still looks horrendous, I'll just leave it at horrendous now, knowing that I need to go back and fix this thing. So Bayonetta may be one of those characters I come back to later and try to fix up. I'm going to give this a solid 2 out of 10. This hurts me a little bit right now that I created this, but I think it's also a good case in point that artistry, drawing things, you don't need to hit perfection. You just need to keep going and going and going and going and going. You just need to draw a lot. And sometimes what you draw is this hideous thing over here, and that's fine. Generally, you don't post those things to YouTube where everyone can judge you for it. So I'm doing it a little bit backwards, but I think it'll be interesting for people to see, and hopefully over time, drastically improve here, and then I can kind of show where we've been and that sort of thing. So anyways, here's Bayonetta. Again, I might play as her once or twice, but not really too sold on her one way or another. But and probably won't play as her very much. But either way, I'm excited for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it blows my mind that it's coming out in just a couple of days. Bye.